Unhappiness versus uncertainty. Many people will choose unhappiness over uncertainty. And here's the reason why. I totally get it. We are human beings. We are naturally choosing something easy. We focus on what in the short term, what brings us the certainty, what gives us a sense of certainty. We don't want to leave that friend group because we know that when we leave that friend group, we don't know who we are. We don't have anybody to hang out. We don't know if we're able to find a new group of friends. Even though deep down we know that they are not good for us. Deep down we know that we are not truly happy when we stay in that group of friends. But at least it gives us somewhat of the certainty that we know that there's some people in our life. We have some friends. At least you feel that the need to fit in because you're so afraid of venture out onto yourself because there's so much unknown. There's your chance that you will not able to find anybody else. There's your chance that you will not able to find any good group of friends that you always desire. And you decide to settle for the unhappiness. The same thing. Many people decide to choose to stay in the relationship because they're so afraid of the unknown. They don't know that if they leave, if they break up with that relationship, who will they become? Will they be able to find anybody new that better than the current partner that they have? There's so many unknown, there's so many uncertainty that could come into their life. And that's why they decide to choose to stay in the relationship that they not truly happy. Yes, they happy, but they're not truly happy. Because that relationship gives them some sense of certainty. So they willing to trade a short-term release over a long-term unhappiness, unsatisfaction. They decided to sacrifice some of their happiness, what excites them, for that reassurance of certainty. Our natural tendency is to choose no when we're facing the obstacle, when we're facing setback, when we're facing the unknown. We naturally have a tendency to step back. Nobody encounters that when we see the challenges, when we see something that we don't know and right away, let's jump into it. Our thought battle back and forth, and then eventually we decide. But what do most people decide? They decide to step back and stay in their comfort zone because they are scared. The fact is going for the uncertainty, going to the unknown, it takes a lot of courage, and not everybody willing to do it. We are conditioned to avoid uncertainty because we believe that it's dangerous. But you don't get a big reward if you don't take a big risks. Yes, you will face, there's all type possible scenario that could happen. You will encounter failures. You will be humiliated. There's so many possible scenarios that you may not even find anybody else. When you decide to step into the unknown, you may not find what you want. You may not find a good friend group that you're always looking for. You may not make the amount of money that you're hoping for. You may be alone for a while. They're all possible. But so the possibility of you getting what you want. Imagine that you may meet a woman of your dreams, a person that you have been always looking for, a life that you always dream of, the person that meets all of your boxes, meets all of your needs, a good group that always support you, be on your side, that truly care about who you are, not about what you have, not about the money that you have, the car that you drive, not the opportunity that you can offer them. They care about who you really are. I'm not saying it's easy. Of course, it's really hard. We make decisions based on our short instinct, based on what makes us feel comfortable, what gives us the sense of security. That's what we naturally do in it. But you must be aware of that. The security doesn't give you a true fulfillment. It doesn't give you a true happiness. You must know that. I remember that's when I moved to Colorado. At some point, when I was driving on the highway, there was almost a dust of snow, and that's to the point that I couldn't see anything in front of me. Could you imagine driving something at 80 miles per hour, but like there's all dust, and that you couldn't see anything clearly in front of you? And my first intent right away is to pull over because I couldn't see anything because it's so scary. But I decided to keep going through a dust of snow. And funny thing is, after 1 minute, when I went through that dot of snow, everything was clear again, and I was able to see everything. The reason I bring it up this example because it's similar into our life. When we don't see a clear picture, when we don't know that our clear future, when we take certain action, we are scared, we back up, we hesitant to take action because we are afraid of the unknown. We stop and we tell ourselves that we need that certainty, let's go back, looking for that certainty, looking for something that gives us a sense of security. That's what we do. But my friend, we don't find a true fulfillment. We don't find a happiness, a true happiness in security. The unknown, the uncertainty is where we find what we want. But it takes a lot of courage. I don't know why it's happened that way. It just have to be this way. If you want to achieve what you want in life, you have to willing to go through that uncertainty and unknown. So many people in the world, they trade off that security for what they truly want. They trade off that discomfort for a moment, for a long-term happiness. They only give up in life because they don't know what's actually possible, what is more out there. But you don't know what's more out there if you don't take action, if you don't make that courage and go into the unknown. Yes, you don't know where you end up when you move to a new state. You don't know if you find another job. You don't know how to make new friends. It's just so much the uncertainty. Anything that could come into your mind. You don't know what would happen when you change your job. You want to stay at your current job because you like some people over there. But the job doesn't fulfill you. But you still decide to stay just because you get along with some people at work. But you know that it doesn't really fulfill you. You're afraid to leave that job because you don't know that if you leave this job, would you find a job that can fulfill that? You're able to find some good group of people that you love to, that you get along with, and you enjoy what you're doing. You're afraid. And you ask opinion of this person and that person. And they told you that you have to trade off. And you can't have everything you want in life. Because that's their bullshit story. That's what they decide to do with their life. Because they are afraid of going to the unknown. They doubt themselves. And they told the same thing to you that you should settle in that job. They told you that you can get everything you wanted. They didn't go for their dream in their life. And that's what they told you like that. But if you really go for what you want, you must willing to face that uncertainty. It's scary. And that's what most people not willing to do it. But in order to get what few people get in life, you must do what few people willing to do. It's about the willing to do the difficulty that you can get what is really worthy in the end. Let's go into the action step. In order to choose the uncertainty over unhappiness, you must filter out on the noise. The noise that the world telling you what to do, what you should do, what you need to do. Let me tell you this, deep down inside, you already know the answer. You already know what you want to do, what you need to do. You just have to trust your instinct. The reason that you go and ask for many advice from your family, from your relative, from your friend, because you want the validation from them. You want to hear that they have the same thought that your gut already telling you, whether they would agree with your gut or not. But the problem with when you ask an advice from the people you know is they tell you the advice based on their story. And 9 out of 10, they already settle in their life and they will tell you the advice for you to settle. Trust me, deep down your gut already know what you want. You just have to trust yourself, and that's one of the hardest part. When we haven't accomplished much in life, it's so hard to trust ourselves. But you must do what you trust your gut to do. Because if even it's a wrong decision, you learn from it. And next time you will trust your gut again. At the end of the day, you are the one that's responsible for your life. Trust yourself. If your gut's telling you that, man, I don't know if I want to continue to stay at this job, that's your gut only telling you that you need to start searching for a different thing in life. For some reason, that job doesn't really meet all of your needs, doesn't really fulfill you. And you have to leave that unhappiness and go into the unknown and find what really fulfills you, what makes you truly happy, what excites you. If your gut only telling you, there's sometimes that your gut telling you that, man, I don't know if this person really meet all of my needs. I feel like I want to do more. I want to explore more. That's your gut telling you that you need to do that. Your brain will come up and telling you the reason why you shouldn't leave. Because they try to protect you. But deep down, you know that you need the courage to go out there and explore. And I know it's hard when nothing happened in relationship, and here you go wanna leave that relationship and go explore more. I know it's really hard because you are afraid that you may not meet anybody else better than the current person you are with. I get it. I know it's really hard. I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm trying to say is your gut already direct you, already give you the instruction. Your guts already give you an instruction. You just have to follow and take action upon on it. If your major doesn't really excite you, but it's give you fame, it's give you like something to brag about, something to make you look good at the holiday when you share story with your parents, with your friend, that you are a doctor, but you deep down inside you don't want to be a doctor at all. You just want an artist. You want to become a singer. You hate being a doctor. You don't like to be a doctor. But it's give you a certainty that you make amount of money and give you a prize, give you a fame that people will admire you. They give you like a certainty that, well, if I take certain class of like this and it take amount of this year, I will make a lot of money by become a doctor. And that's why you decide to choose that certainty over following your passion. And that's a very dangerous zone because your brain will try to convince you that yes, you have to trade off something, right? You have to trade off, well, you can get all the thing that you want in life. So let's go for something. That's your brain telling you to settle for less than what you want. But your gut tell you to do different thing. Your concept mind are scared of the unknown. So you have to trust your gut and go for what you want in life. When you make a decision in your life, listen to your gut. Choose that uncertainty, choose that unknown. Because in the unknown, that's when you find what you want. You will find a contentment. You will find excitement. You will feel joy and you will feel happiness when you go through on the other side. When everything is unclear, don't see it by your naked eye. You have to see it by faith. Faith knowing that in the end you will get what you want. So decide to listen to your gut and choose what really makes you happy. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you find it valuable, please share with at least one friend that you know. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know that what decision that you are facing right now. Whether you make decision based on the security, or you make decision based on what you want. Even though you know that there's a lot of unknown out there. And as always, you guys are awesome. Thank you.